Hi there, and welcome to video number 190. This video is on probability and basic calculating. The words I've got for you as keywords are probability, outcomes, and equally likely. Probability, as I've mentioned before, is the chance of an event happening. Outcomes are the result of an event or the result of an experiment. And equally likely means that one thing has the same chance of happening as something else does. So to calculate the chance of an event happening when all the outcomes are equally likely, you can use the simple formula that will give you an answer as a fraction straight away. You could convert that to a decimal or a percentage if you needed to, but most of the time a fraction is absolutely fine, and you don't even have to simplify the fraction either. So in question number 1, there are 20 identical counters in a bag. That means we know the total number of counters. In fact, they say identical means that everyone has an equal chance of coming out of the bag. There isn't one that's much bigger and therefore would be much more likely to be taken out of the bag. 10 are red, 3 are yellow, 6 are blue, and 1 is green. 1 is picked at random. What's the chance of picking a blue one? So you look for the number that is blue, which is 6, and then you pop that out of the total number that there are 20. Like I said, you don't even need to simplify. You could 3/10 if you wanted to, but we don't have to. What's the chance of picking a black? Well, if you look through the colours in this one, there aren't any black counters. So that would be a big fat 0. Put the 0 there, or 0 out of 20 would be fine if you didn't put that. What is the chance of not picking a yellow? Slightly different language in this one. So how many colours are there that are not yellow? Red, blue, and green. So 10, 6, and 1. So that's going to be 17 out of 20. Okay? Be careful with these ones, picking not yellow, make sure you read that carefully. You could think of 20, take away the number of yellow that there are, and then put that out of 20. That's exactly the same thing, it's just a different way of thinking about it. Now, in question number 2, we've got a raffle that's got 1 prize. Xavier buys 4 tickets, and 320 tickets are sold in total. What's the probability that he does not win? So again, we've got that does not win sort of thinking there. So I'm just going to write down a bit of notation in this one. P, just so you get a bit of an idea of what it looks like sometimes and how you could write these as answers. P stands for probability, big capital P, and then in brackets you put the event. So if we put probability that Javier wins, that is equal to 4 out of 320. All right, it's got a 4 in 320 chance of winning. So the probability that he's not going to win, how many tickets has he not got? Well, he's not got 316 of them. So, and we know that by doing 320 take away 4. So 316. We don't have to use this notation. I just thought it's a nice opportunity to show you that it exists and we can use it. Later on down the line it might come in useful. And yeah, all we need to do is put the answer there, 316 out of 320. Again, or an equivalent fraction. If you were doing it on a calculator, it would come up with a more simplified fraction than that one. Okay? So the next question, the third and final one in this particular example, is pretty tricky. All right, we've got Yannick has only gold, silver, and bronze coins in his box. There are 3 times as many bronze and silver. There are 4 more gold than silver. There are 34 coins in the box. Lots of information to digest. Calculate the probability of picking a gold coin. So it is a probability question, but before we can do that, we have to form and solve an equation because we don't know how many of any of them there are. All right, we can't use any numbers. So silver is in both sentences, all right, and I'm going to write that silver is equal to X amount of counters coins. They are coins. Because that's the common denominator in both of these sentences, all right, and that's got everything revolves around the silver. So X is the amount of silver. If you're not sure how to form and solve equations, please go to the algebra section and watch the forming and solving equations video. Now, bronze is equal to the 3 times the silver. So that's going to be 3 lots of X. We write an expression for bronze and we write an expression for gold. Gold is going to be equal to 4 more than silver, so that's X plus 4. Okay? Now we can collect these terms and create an expression which we can then turn into an equation. So collecting this, X, 4X, 5X. Got 5X's plus the 4 is equal to 34 coins. Right? It's going to give us X amount of coins. So X is the silver. So we're going to solve this to find how many silver coins there are. All right, not going to be the end of the question. Just doing this. So going to take away 4 from both sides. That gives us 30. 5x is 30. Should be able to solve these two-step equations. They're relatively simple. And you divide both sides by 5 and you get x equals 6. Okay, if you're not sure how to solve these, go and watch the solving equations video, solving two-step equations. And we found the amount of silver. So silver is this one. Gold, all we have to do is add 4 on. So we're going to say gold is equal to 6 plus 4, which is 10. Okay. Calculate the probability of picking a gold coin. Well, now we know how many golds there are, and we know how many coins there are. That is going to be 10 out of 34. And that, make sure that looks like a 0. It looked a little bit like a 6. So it's now 10 out of 34. And you could simplify that, but again, you don't have to. So that is most certainly a very tricky question. I'd say it's definitely not a grade 2 level question, but hopefully you've watched it and you've been able to follow it, and you'll have a good chance answering all sorts of questions on this particular topic. But in its simplest form, it's a very, very simple skill to pick up. All right, hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, look after one another, like, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff that you do on YouTube. Take care. Bye-bye.